Husband plays video games for 10+ hours a day while I struggle alone with our newborn, so I remove the Wi-Fi during his tournament. Now he's furious and his friends are harassing me. My husband, Jake, 30M, and I, 27F, recently welcomed our first baby, Emma, who is now 3 months old. As most new parents know, it's been a challenging time, filled with sleepless nights and endless diaper changes. I'm on maternity leave, so I'm home with Emma all day, but I still need help from Jake, especially during the night. Jake works from home and is a huge gamer. He spends most of his free time playing online games with his friends. I've tried to be understanding and give him his space, but it's been hard when he refuses to help with Emma at night. I've asked him multiple times to take turns getting up with her, but he always says he's too tired or that he has an important game. Breastfeeding has been particularly difficult. Emma often struggles to latch properly, leading to painful and sometimes cracked nipples. I've had mastitis twice already, which leaves me feeling feverish and in intense pain. Despite seeing me in pain, Jake just laughs it off, finding it amusing. He never offers to help during these moments, even though I'm visibly struggling and desperate for support. One night, after I'd been up with Emma for the third time and Jake was still glued to his computer, I'd had enough. I went into his office and asked him to take over so I could get some sleep. He waved me off, saying he was in the middle of a game and that I should just handle it. He added, "You're on maternity leave and free all day while I have to work, so I need time to relax. You're just sitting around doing nothing all day anyway." I was exhausted and on the verge of tears. I needed his help, but he was completely dismissive. In a moment of frustration and desperation, I walked over to the router and turned off the Wi-Fi. That's when Jake completely lost it. He stormed out of his office, screaming at me. Apparently, he and his friends were in some sort of online tournament, and they were about to win when I unplugged the Wi-Fi. He called me selfish, irresponsible, and accused me of sabotaging his one form of relaxation. He went on to say that I had no right to interfere with his me time and that I should have just waited until he was done. I calmly explained that I needed his help and that our baby was more important than his game. He refused to listen and continued to berate me, adding that I haven't even been having sex with him and that we've only had sex 4 times since Emma was born. He accused me of wanting to take everything away from him while doing nothing all day and sitting at home on my ass. Jake never helps during the day either, even after he finishes work at 5 p.m. I don't expect him to help during work hours, but once he's off, he should be stepping up as a parent. Instead, he goes straight to his games, leaving me to handle everything alone. Since then, he's been sulking around the house, barely speaking to me. To make matters worse, his friends have been sending me nasty messages, calling me a crazy wife and saying I'm unreasonable. One of them even suggested that Jake should leave me because I'm too demanding. I feel like I'm losing my mind here, just trying to get a bit of support. I'm exhausted, and all I wanted was for Jake to step up and be a parent too. Instead, I'm being painted as the villain for wanting help with our newborn. Ida? Edit 1. For those saying why I married him and didn't I know this before, Jake was completely different before Emma was born. He was supportive and understanding. This behavior is new and shocking to me. Edit 2. To all those calling me the asshole, I am sorry. Your words cut deep, and I feel more hurt than I can express. I didn't turn off the Wi-Fi out of spite or because I couldn't handle my responsibilities. It was a desperate act after feeling completely unsupported and alone. I feel like I'm drowning in guilt and sadness. This time with Emma has been incredibly challenging. I'm constantly exhausted and in pain from breastfeeding. All I do is cry because I feel like such a failure. I just can't anymore. Jake works hard, and I appreciate him, but his indifference to my struggles makes me feel so isolated. I spend my days and nights in tears, wondering if I'm failing as a mother and a wife. All I've wanted is for us to share the responsibilities of parenting, especially during those late-night feedings and diaper changes that leave me feeling so drained. I've been struggling with feelings of sadness and guilt, wondering if I'm failing as a mother and a wife. It's not about controlling his downtime, it's about needing his support during this incredibly tough time. I wish you could understand the depth of loneliness and frustration I've been feeling. Your words about me being selfish and immature hit hard because I've been questioning myself constantly. I never wanted to play the victim or make Jake out to be the bad guy. All I wanted was for us to work together as a team, like we promised each other when we decided to start a family. I'm sorry if my actions hurt anyone, including Jake and his friends. I was overwhelmed and at my breaking point. I'm trapped in a cycle of guilt, feeling like everything is my fault. I never wanted to hurt anyone, I just don't know how to cope anymore. I'm not trying to be selfish, I'm just trying to survive. Edit 3. A lot of people are saying I am making breastfeeding a huge deal and millions of moms do it too, but mastitis isn't just a minor inconvenience, it's an excruciating, throbbing pain that feels like shards of glass stabbing into my breasts with every suckle. Sometimes, the pain is so intense that I cry silently while Emma feeds and I have to bury my face in a pillow to muffle my cries because Jake has made it clear that my suffering is a nuisance to him. He says he is either working, gaming, or sleeping, so I should not disturb him. And some people are saying that even if this happens to me then WTF should he do here? Do I expect him to grow a breast and feed Emma? But no, I am not expecting him to do that, I just want him to support me. He never offers to help during these moments, even though I'm in tears and desperately in need of support. Comments: Mistress Lida, NTA sex 4 times, with a 3-month-old? Considering that one is not supposed to have intercourse at all the first 6 weeks due to infection risk. He is not painting himself in a pretty light here, at all. Fan 72, as soon as he brought up the lack of sex it showed who he was. If you told him that you wanted sex he would stop gaming when he came home. This has to do with you not catering to his needs. You need to really think about if you want your daughter to be raised in a house where her father treats her mother badly. Remember that kids learn what is acceptable behavior in relationships by watching what their parents do. Is this the kind of relationship that you would want your daughter to have? Birthday and an 08, that was the part that really sent it over the top for me. What kind of person complains about only being able to get their dick wet 4 times since their baby was born just 3 months ago? Doing the math makes him look even worse. Most women are not physically, mentally, or emotionally prepared for sexually intercourse for at least 6 to 8 weeks after creating an entirely new human being from scratch. So either he's complaining about only having sex 4 times in a month, which is a ridiculous complaint especially with a newborn in the house, or he pressured her into resuming sexually activity immediately after giving birth. Neither of those makes him the victim. Popular bonus, and the mastitis. It's a shitty man who enjoys sex with a woman in pain. ZL pin, Saturday morning, put some bottles in the fridge. Put the baby on Jake's chest, and walk out the door. Come back 8 hours later and ask him how sitting around on his ass all day was. Forewarn the mill that this is happening so she doesn't come and rescue him. Chicks and waffles, yup. My friend did exactly this to her pos ex-husband and he was very helpful after that. She left him for other reasons. But he stopped that BS real quick. Chance internal 5450. Husband quickly learned the hard struggle when after baby 3 he was the stay-at-home parent and I wasn't. Boy, how our relationship really got tighter then even though it was tight before. I understand your perspective, but it's really not that simple. Yes, I'm home with Emma during the day, but caring for a newborn is incredibly demanding, both physically and emotionally. Jake works from home, which means he's here, but he rarely helps with anything beyond his work or his games. Even on weekends when he's not working, he's glued to his computer, gaming with his friends. He never changes diapers, dress her, or even comfort her when she's crying. It's not just about the physical tasks, it's about feeling supported and not shouldering everything on my own, when I'm already stretched thin emotionally and physically. I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm the only one making sacrifices. I appreciate that he works hard, but I'm also working hard to care for our baby without much help. It's exhausting, and it hurts to feel like I'm doing